Every time you click open, this is your chance of unboxing a mil spec. Your chances decrease 5 times for a purple, 5 more times for a pink, and the same again for a covert. To get a knife or pair of gloves, you're looking at 1 in every 391 cases on average. But what about the Armory, souvenir packages, sticker capsules, or even your weekly care package? What can you actually get? And what about the new knife trade-ups? You must have great chances at hitting something good, right? With much of the CS player base berating online gambling and Valve trying to crack down on third-party lootbox sites, are they, in reality, offering up the worst odds of them all? If you like numbers, this is the video for you. Now, the first element of luck in Counter-Strike is the weekly care package. This one you get for free, but there are still some decent drops possible. The most expensive items you can currently get are the AK Nouveau Rouge, M4A1S Stratosphere and Control Panel, and AWP Green Energy. Your chances at hitting any one of these is about 1 in 1,502. So you'd need to play enough every week to earn your rank upgrade for about 14 years straight on average to hit one of them. And even then, you'd only have about a 7% chance to get it in factory new. Before we continue, this video's sponsor, SkinSwap, is giving you a skin worth up to $50 entirely for free whenever you do your first trade and use my referral code. If you want to refresh your loadout, you can trade your skins for brand new ones in just a couple of seconds. Plus, the new Chinese markets feature lets you purchase cheap skins from Chinese sites directly, without the need for a Chinese ID or bank account. They accept deposits via crypto, MasterCard, and Visa. If you need to cash out, SkinSwap makes that simple too, with instant sell options to PayPal or crypto. On top of that, they run free daily, weekly, and monthly giveaways, with the chance to earn extra tickets simply by trading. Use my link or referral code for a 3% lifetime sales bonus and a free skin worth up to $50. Big thanks to SkinSwap for supporting the channel. I ran a simulation on CSROI where I earned weekly rewards for an entire decade, 520 weeks of weekly drops, and I ended up with a total value of $406.08 based on CSROI prices. And I actually beat the odds, getting both an AK Nouveau Rouge and AWP Green Energy, but both in just field tested. In reality, the value of the cases is more likely to do the heavy lifting over time here as they rise in value, provided you don't instant sell them. So a decade of leveling up could have net me an average of 78 cents per week. By the way, a quick shout out to CSROI for providing the numbers I'm using throughout the video. We also have the Armory, where the odds for each rarity get multiplied by 5, and not in our favor, as an extra rarity tier, Industrials, is added, and essentially takes the spot of the mil specs from regular cases. So right now, as of December 2025, you'd be spending an average of $1,172 based on the odds of unboxing a covert at 1 in 781, and each unbox costing 4 stars from a $15 Armory pass to get an M4 Fade, worth about $500. However, all things considered, some of the Armory collections are actually the best to open, as they sometimes offer positive ROI statistically. The Armory sticker collections often perform the best, but this can be very inconsistent depending on hype and time of year. Most coverts from Operation collections and souvenir packages have 5 times worse odds once again, with the inclusion of a 6th tier consumer rarity. That means to get your hands on an AWP Desert Hydra or AK Gold Arabesque, you're looking at 1 in 3,756 odds. And for skins in souvenir condition, you can't even trade them up. In reality, the souvenir packages often offer up some of the worst returns in the entire game. Right now, some of the Budapest packages like Mirage and Ancient are sitting at just 30% ROI. This is a good way to burn your money real quick. While weapon cases aren't much better, they tend to sit somewhere between 40 to 60%. Although, if you're opening the extremely popular Dreams and Nightmares case, the chance to get a Butterfly Gamma Doppler, really the only knife anybody actually wants here, is 1 in 11,730. Let's go back to that 1 in 391 visual and scale it out a bit. And if you want that Butterfly Emerald, 1 in 146,625. As an example, the Narendra Modi Stadium in India is the world's biggest stadium, with a capacity of about 132,000. Statistically, you'd have to get every single seat and then some to each open a case just for one person to hit a Butterfly Emerald. And is it going to be you? Many people hear 1 in 391 and subconsciously assume that means that if they open 400 cases, they're basically guaranteed a knife. That's not how probability works. And just because the odds are 1 in 391 doesn't mean you'll actually get a knife by opening that many cases. 1 in 14 people will get to 1,000 cases without a gold, and even 1 in 50 will get to 1,500 cases. You're 63 times more likely to spend $7,650 without getting a single knife than unboxing the Butterfly Gamma Doppler. And remember, every unbox is an independent event. It doesn't matter what you've got in the past. Every click is 1 in 391. So if you manage to go 500 cases and get a little unlucky by not pulling any reds or golds, your return would actually sit at just 13%. Return from most cases is extremely dependent on pulling those high tier items. Of course, you can now use the skins you unbox to go for a knife trade up, so you must have great odds then, right? Well, if you use 5 coverts from the Dreams and Nightmares collection, you still only have a 3.35% chance at hitting the Butterfly Gamma Doppler. And even buying inputs at their cheapest price of $63 today, you only have a 20.8% chance to make a profit. So if you want a Butterfly Gamma Doppler, please just buy it directly. And gold prices are down significantly right now from a couple of months back. Sticker capsule odds depend on the collection. Modern major sticker capsules share odds with regular weapon cases. So 80% of the time you hit a blue, 16% of the time a purple, 3.2% a pink, and 0.6% a red. Yes, I rounded those numbers. This is the same for the Armory sticker and charm collections. However, some older sticker collections like the Sticker Capsule 2, which features the legendary crown foil, only has 3 rarity tiers, so odds are marginally better for the pinks. Now, if you were to go down to the local casino in North America and play some roulette, you'd have an expected value, that is to say the average return of your capital spent, of 94.74%, given the house edge of 5.26% on a 00 layout. In Europe, with just a single 0, the house edge reduces to 2.7%. So roughly 95% return highlights just how extreme CS2's negative EV of 15 to 60% actually is by comparison. I also analyzed several major third-party CS2 lootbox sites to figure out their margins. This is assuming that they don't rig the odds in any way, which some certainly could given the lack of regulation surrounding them. I was able to figure it out simply by calculating the EV of the case relative to its advertised price. Some of them artificially manipulate skin prices as well, so I've used CS Float prices to calculate the EV. Most of the sites sat around the 75% mark, so honestly, better than just about every CS2 case. Since 2013, when cases were first introduced with the arms deal update, there have been a total of 2.4 billion cases unboxed. That's nearly $6 billion in revenue from key sales alone. And we've seen countries in recent years cracking down on this. France's P250 X-Ray or the Netherlands' outright ban are prime examples. But for most of the world, Steam users of all ages can easily access this. And for some reason, the majority of the community seems to think this is okay, while berating online casinos and betting sites. But are they actually worse? Do you think CS2 cases should be more heavily regulated? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to hear more about how EU law could impact the future of CS2 cases, be sure to check out this video next, where I talk about the timeline and goals of the Digital Fairness Act. Thanks so much for watching, and take care of yourselves.